Hi, all of you. I'm Giang, and welcome to Part 4 Sources of Airport Financing. The airport of goods and services have important role in the operation of the national economy and is increasingly expanding and developing. In fact, all of the activity require available sources and kind of airport financing, but private and public. The purpose of airport financing is assist investors in financial issues or reputation to enable them to export goods and services to abroad confidently and quickly. So, what is airport financing? How many sources of airport financing? We will know right now. Take as a screen some sources of airport financing. The first, we have to learn private sources. They are commercial banks to tire financing, factory, and forfeiting. The second is public sources. Airport Import Bank, overseas private investment corporation, and the last, foreign trade bonds. Okay, the first, private sources. Let's go. The first, private sources. Airport financing is more and more developing. Investors do not always have enough money to pay for import goods or investment because their finance is limited, so they need the support of banks, and the main sources come from commercial banks. Commercial banks is a source of airport financing through loans for working capital and the discounting of the time drafts. In other words, checks or bank drafts guaranteed by bank, often used to finance a imposter and imposter equals banker acceptance. Banker acceptance is a time draft with maturities of less than 2,070 days that have been accepted by the bank on which the draft was drawn, thus becoming the accepting bank's obligation may be bought and sold as a default in the finance markets like other commercial paper. Today, there are two common types of financing available: factoring and forfeiting. Factoring, the financing technique, is the sale of airport account reservable to third parties, which assume the credit risk. Factoring is essentially discounting without recourse. So, how does process factoring take place? You can see factoring process with 6 steps. There are 3 participant direct involved. They are apporter, importer, and financer. When a pastor sells a debt or in bonds to financer with discounting, usually in advance factoring, basically factoring transfers the ownership of a car to another party and then pays up the debt. A pastor assigns to financer all right relate to receivable. Therefore, financiers are entitled to receive debtor payment. At the same time, financiers will suffer if importers cannot afford to pay. Importers are informed the sale of receivable, and they are responsible for payment. Importers ship goods and invoice to importers. Financiers purchase invoice and pay about 18% processed to importer, and then importer pays the invoice to financier. Financier receive balance about 20%. And next, forfeiting. Forfeiting is the purchase of obligation that arise from the sale of goods and services that fall due at some date beyond the 19 to 180 days that is customary for factoring. And forfeiting process same as factoring. However, there are some main differences. Forfeiting is medium and long-term credits. The ability to bid in credits is high and without recourse. Opposite factoring is usually short-term credits. The ability to bid in credits is low and recourse. Okay, now let's go the second content, public sources. Export Import Bank. This is the principal government agency responsible for aiding the financing of American exports by loan, guarantees, and insurance programs. The first characteristic: the programs are available to any American export firm, regardless of size. The bank provides two types of loans: direct loans and intermediary loans. What about the export-import bank function? This helping small business obtain working capital to cover their export sales. It also guarantees working capital loan extended by bank to eligible exporters. It also providing repayment protection for private sector loan to buyers of U.S. And the last, this offering export credit insurance. Next, other public incentives. Overseas Private Investment Corporation (OPIC). This is a government corporation formed to stimulate private investment in developing countries. What about the functions? This providing financial products such as loans and guarantees, political risk insurance, and support for investment funds. The second, foreign trade done. Foreign trade done, a duty-free area designed to facilitate trade by reducing the effects of customs restriction. The area may be free port, transit done, free perimeter, approach processing done, or free trade done. Hello, I have come back. Now we have to study the final content sources for import. They are custom house brokers and second import duties. Let's go. The first, custom house brokers. A custom house broker is an intermediary as a legal entity. They are licensed by the Customs Department to carry out customs clearance activities. What about the function? They are agents for importers. Whose duty is bring imported goods through customs. They ensure your goods through customs quickly. Custom house brokers usually handle customs issues like compliance, assessment, and consulting. Tariffs, classification service, and other services like arranging transportation for the goods and keep track of goods according to import quote. The second, import duties. First of all, we have to know some definition of import duties. The first, the harmonized system. This is a classification system for more than 200,000 commodities exchanged internationally, and it includes interpreted notes that have determined the classification. The codes of harmonized systems are called harmonized codes. In the field of trade, we use harmonized system codes to determine the origin of the products. Harmonized system codes have to classify name, material of products, and use of products. Har- har- Harmonized systems have four components: cluster, heading, subheading, and the last HR disease. The last, harmonized tariff schedule of the United States. Be careful, it's different harmonized system used in global. Harmonized tariff schedule of the United States, an American version of the harmonized system used worldwide to classify import products. Each product use unique number. All member countries use the same system. It is possible to describe the products in any language by using the first 6 digits. The other 4 digits are for use only United States. Okay, let's summarize what we learned in this chapter. The first, why firm airports and the 3 challenge areas of importing. The second, the meaning of the various terms of sale. And the three, some sources of airport financing. And the last, import sources. In the first reason why firm airports, we have to learn the 5 main content. And the next, 3 challenge areas, locating foreign markets, payment and financing procedures, airport procedures. And the next, three In the next, the part 2, we learned the meaning of the various terms of the sale. The first, airport marketing plan. The second, payment financing procedure. We have to learn the 5 payment and financing procedures. And then, the part 3, some sources of airport financing. The first, private sources. And the second, public sources. While the last content sources for import, in which we learn custom house broker and import duties. Okay, that's all. Thanks for listening. We come from Group 7.